So today's gonna be a bit of a different video. We're gonna be going on a late night POV drive. Now with the 435 right over here, we're actually gonna be taking the 330i, which you guys probably can't even see because it's so dark outside. And this actually might end up being the last fun drive that I go on with the 330i, because as you guys may have seen, I did officially list the car for sale. As I mentioned before, I wanted to see what I can get for the car. As much as I love this car, you know, I kind of did everything that I really truly wanted to do to it. As you guys may or may not know, this thing is currently stage 1. So this car does perform a little better than stock. Nothing too significant. And you know, we're going to experience that right now when we go for this POV drive. I know I don't usually do POV drives, but you know, again, like I was kind of saying, since this might potentially be the last drive I have with this car, we might as well enjoy it and, you know, just go take it out for a spin and really experience the car. Now, although yes, I did list it and I did get a lot of interest and a lot of people actually messaging me, telling me how much they love this car. I really appreciate you guys for that. You know, I really love this car too. I say that a million times, but I really mean it. Like, I love this thing. Not just from an aesthetic standpoint, but honestly from a performance standpoint, because I feel like it has a good balance of daily driver and also performance car. Now, yes, this is a 4-cylinder, guys. I know it's not a performance car. I'm not saying, you know, it's something crazy, but it still does feel like it feels good, honestly. Like, it doesn't feel slow. It doesn't feel like it's a slouch, especially with this stage 1 tune. In terms of power now, like, it does feel better. And in terms of handling, I know people are telling me, well, it's a base model car. It wasn't an M Sport originally, so, you know, the handling wasn't that good and all that. Well, it was a sport line, and I'm pretty sure that the sport line, you get the sport suspension similar to the M Sport. It's a pretty firm suspension setup, which is, you know, not the most comfortable, yes, but it does feel sporty, which I really, really like. So, although we will wait for this car to warm up, we're actually gonna put it into the stage 1 tune, because right now it should be stock. Gonna put it into 3.0 light change. We should probably go, but yeah, I want to put it on the stage 1 tune, because normally I drive this car on stock or the stock map. You guys know what I mean. But right now, honestly, I can already tell the difference in just performance when I press on the pedal, and this is still in comfort mode. So let's pop it into Sport Plus, put the transmission into Sport. Yeah, honestly, it feels pretty good. Like, again, not pushing it because the car is still cold, but it feels way better than it used to when I first got it. So now, like I was saying, guys, yes, I did list this car for sale. I got a lot of interest, like I said, but I'm not 100% sure that I'm gonna sell it. Now, as you guys know, or maybe you don't, I have a new M car coming in. I really want to focus on that car. This car, I kind of did everything that I wanted to. So I'm kind of thinking about doing that, but also maybe at the same time, I'm also thinking maybe I keep this car and go like a step further. Like, maybe I get a down pipe for it, which I wanted to do. Maybe I get some lowering springs, you know, make the car handle even better, get a strut brace, stuff like that. Something that's really exciting, if you guys can tell, so I do have the M Sport steering wheel in here. I did get a custom steering wheel for this car, and it's coming from Inline 6 Auto, which I'm super, super happy about. I actually designed it around this car with the carbon fiber, the Alcantara, all that type of stuff. It was officially made, and I should be getting it soon. So I'm hoping I get that steering wheel at least before I sell this car, so I can install it in this interior, which I kind of designed, again, the steering wheel to kind of fit and suit. But if the steering wheel does not come in time to install it in this car before I sell it, if I sell it, I will be installing it on the 435, which I still think would be really, really cool. But yeah, just something to look forward to, guys, because I know I kept on talking about that custom steering wheel. It takes a little bit for it to get made, but that's super exciting. So maybe I keep this car and maybe we just go like next level with it. Stage 2, I did look into big turbo. I know I mentioned to you guys I'm debating big turbo, but it's like 3,500 bucks, and I just don't think it's worth it. However, a catted downpipe is maybe like 600, and you know, that's just a lot more reasonable, because this thing honestly could benefit from stage 2. Again, it's good right now. It's good, but you know, it could be better. Yeah, guys, like, this car feels really good in terms of power. I still enjoy driving it. Again, the suspension is firm, but you know, it could also benefit from like lowering springs or coilovers, just get a lower center of gravity and reduce the body roll. I feel like the car is very floaty right now, which I'm not a big fan of. The 435 on the wider wheels, the strut brace, the KW coilovers, it felt a lot more planted, and I miss that. So that's something I would like to do to this car if I keep it. However, right now it's probably a better daily driver setup, which was originally my goal for this car, to make it daily driver friendly. However, in the interest of making this car more interesting, more exciting, and something that a lot of you guys want a 330 or an F30 can strive towards, maybe we'll do that, but I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I still enjoy driving this car, and it still sounds better. That's also something, if I do keep it, I do want to work on, is the sound, because it sounds better than it did when it was stock. I have the 340i exhaust, which sounds good, and it definitely burbles more with the exhaust and this tune. Not sure if you guys can hear that. Maybe a muffler delete. We don't have to go crazy, guys. If I decide to keep it, that's definitely something I'll do. I'll work on the handling a little more. You know, like I said, I'll go to stage 2. Big turbo, honestly, guys, I don't want to get your hopes up. Like, that's just maybe a little too much for me. You know, if I go big turbo, I don't want it to be on a 4-cylinder. It'll be really, really cool. And listen, if someone's willing to sponsor me and get me a turbo, I'm 100% down. However, I just really can't like justify spending $3,500 out of pocket for a big turbo, and I don't think a lot of you guys would either. Like, I don't think a lot of people would care to see that. I think stage 1, a lot of you guys really appreciated, because that's something that's really reasonable for someone with a 330, and even stage 2 to an extent as well. But big turbo, I don't know, I don't really foresee a lot of people really striving for a big turbo. I think it would be cool to see, but not something to necessarily strive for. But anyways, hopefully this is all making sense. I feel like I'm just kind of rambling at this point, which I know a lot of people aren't gonna like. Yeah, this thing, honestly, man, people knock on the 4-cylinder, but this car definitely has power. And it grips pretty well too. Yeah, I definitely enjoy driving this car. But anyways, guys, like I said, I know I'm ranting, and you know, I know probably a lot of this isn't really making sense, but in summary, what I want to say is I did debate selling this car, and I'm still debating selling this car, because I have a few different, we'd say, options or routes that I can go. Keeping this car, going, you know, next level with it, maybe potentially selling it and really focusing on the new M car, or maybe even selling it and just getting maybe like an F82, which has been a big dream car of mine. Like, this thing looks so much better than it used to. Probably can't really see it too well at night, but man, I freaking love this car. Like, everything about it. I know it's not even lowered yet, but I actually think it looks pretty good, even with this stance. Now that I have like the front lift, the side skirts, like the car just looks lower. So yeah, guys, the debate continues. Do I sell the car? Do I keep it? I don't know. It's a really hard decision. The 435 was an easier decision because I knew when I sold it to my brother. So like, I could still see the car, I can still mod the car, I can still feature it on my YouTube channel. Whereas this car, if I sell it, it's going to a complete stranger. And honestly, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see a car that you created and you worked so hard on. I did a lot more work to this car than I did that 435. It's kind of hard to see it go to a stranger. Anyways, a lot to figure out, guys, but with that said, this video is pretty much done, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.